Hi, everyone. Pam Jackson here, Mystic Pam Jackson, if you want to find me on social media. So, I've had a request. People would like to know how I do my own digging sessions. I've been doing my own digging sessions since I started this journey in the year 2000. So, I've been doing this for a while. I did this with tapping, but you could do it with any modality. And currently, I teach steady healing, and they have a whole segment, a whole class on digging deeper. So, what is digging deeper and how do you dig for yourself? For me, this is what I used to do is like, you're in your day-to-day life. You're around your family or not, or you're watching TV or listening to music or a podcast or watching a video or something like that. And if you're triggered, make a note for later. That's what I did. I would make a note. Oh, that triggered me. That brought up some sensation that made me angry. So I would make notes because I'm in a relationship. I've been in a relationship all my life. So I don't automatically just start working on myself. I just make notes as the day progresses, as until I get to a time and place that I feel like working on myself. Okay. When I'm ready to work on myself and I'm in that mood, who knows when that is, but it comes around and I have a list of things that I want to work on, things I want to dig on. So in digging, you ask those questions: who, what, when, where, and why. When did this start? Why am I being triggered? And you want to use muscle testing. Muscle testing will help you to discern whether that is something that's really triggering you or something that has shifted and changed for you. So, why I'm making my notes and I get triggered or I feel a sensation in my body, I'll muscle test right there on the couch. I'm like, I got triggered. This upset me. This is a wound I need to heal. And if it's yes, 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 then I'll write it down and make a note, either in my phone or in my journal, however I choose to do that. Okay. So I will muscle test to see if this is something deep down in my subconscious, okay, that I want to deal with later on when I'm dealing with all my other stuff. So when you get to that day, that time and place to finally, you got a list of things you want to work on. Again, just double check, muscle test. Is this a belief that I have? Because you really want to know if this is a subconscious belief that you have. And then you start asking the questions: why, who, when, where. So when did this start? Who created this with me or for me? And I would just keep doing digging and digging. So what do you do with all this work? Well, you're connected to source energy. So you start releasing things. You just release it. You ask the creator, you connect to the creator, source energy, to the creation of all that is. And as you begin to do this digging work, and for me, I just kind of clear as I go down, but I've done it both ways, so it doesn't matter. So I'm digging on the subject of I am afraid of, let's say, spiders. Okay. So when did that happen? When was the first time that I noticed I was afraid of spiders? Was it in this timeline or was it in a different timeline? All right. Or both. It could be both. It doesn't have to be one or the other. It could be both. Okay. And then all right. So with the spiders, I'm afraid of spiders. What's the worst thing that can happen being with spiders? What's the worst thing? I mean, if you have a huge fear, I mean, you could really go into details, or you could just go into that I would be bitten and die. And then what? And then what? And then what? What's the worst thing about that? You're always going to the worst because the worst is the bottom. So if you look at the worst as the bottom, that will help you. Okay. So you just keep going and you allow your mind to drift, dream, and wander. Okay. Just allow it to go where it goes. Don't try to analyze it. Don't try to figure out what's going on. Just ask the question. And the first thing that comes up is the answer. it makes sense or it doesn't make sense. It doesn't matter. It's the answer. And this is your subconscious mind that you are talking to. Okay. So it doesn't matter. To know if you got to a bottom belief, you just ask, is this my bottom belief? And you muscle test. If you get a yes, you start doing clearing work. And everything that you dug on, every question that you ask is what you can clear. Every single episode, every single trauma, every single response you want to release and clear. Okay, so connect to source energy and command that it be released for your highest and best through all timelines, past, present, and future. And then when you're done, notice it. And as you process this and as you go through this, just notice what you notice. Are you releasing emotions? Are you finding that it's really hard and you don't want to do this? Well, that could be a program, a belief, or something that you might need to work on. But just notice what you notice. Notice if you yawn. Notice if you cry. And just notice that you're releasing emotions, attachments to this pattern, this program, this belief system. Okay. Then, I always ask Creator, when we take something out, what are we going to put back in? We need to fill up that vessel so that negative energy cannot come back in. So go up and again, connect to source energy, to the Creator, to the creation of all that is, and ask, what do I need to fill this vessel to be free of this belief that no longer serves me? And then witness, close your eyes or open your eyes, however you do it, but witness that energy coming back in. Feel and notice where it comes in. Does it come into the crown of your head? Does it come in through your throat, your heart? Or does it feel like it doesn't come in at all? Just notice what you notice, because, it is all important and it is all relevant. So once you've done all of that and you've gone through all your lists, and you might discover your list that you're working on has some type of connection. It usually does. It's very interesting. But when you're done, you just muscle test again. And if you're not comfortable and you're not sure if you're manipulating your muscle testing, stand up and muscle test. I got a video on it. It will help you. But I always muscle test before and muscle test after, because you want to make sure that belief has shifted on a subconscious level. Some of us can feel it instantly. Some of us need to muscle test to verify and validate. Okay. And as you move through your days, just notice what you notice. Depending on the level of spiritual work that you're doing, you can look at your inner child and notice what's going on with your inner child. So just kind of notice what you notice and notice how the journey is taking you. But with the digging work, it's all about muscle testing, and it's all about asking questions. And those answers should not be filtered. Let your mind drift, dream, and wonder. Allow it. And because the way our subconscious mind works doesn't work on an analytical way that our conscious mind works. So sometimes we may get things or responses or answers that doesn't make logical sense. But remember, you're working on a subconscious level, so it's not supposed to or may not have logical sense. Okay. So keep digging, working on those belief systems. In the meantime, may you be blessed. Namaste.